Welcome back, and you're just in time for a conversation tonight. And as I had earlier on indicated, we're talking about e-procurement and addressing e-procurement concerns that most of you have been having. And in studio with me is Leonard Kafafa, who is the governance and economic analyst, and he'll be taking us through this conversation. Welcome to our studios this evening.
Thank you very much.
I know numerous countries have adopted e-procurement system to modernize their processes. We have developed countries who often have mature e-procurement system, while developing nations like Kenya are rapidly adopting the system. I want us to start from the beginning on why e-procurement and why is it a timely idea.
Okay. Thank you, Irimo. First of all, it's important to understand what procurement is, what public procurement is. Public procurement is essentially what the process by which the government procures its goods and services and works from private entities using public funds. So that's public procurement. Then you have e-procurement. The old system of procurement was rather manual. There's now a move to digitizing everything, and e-procurement is essentially digitizing the procurement process. Yeah, so that's basically it. And there's a shift to it because there are a number of advantages that come from e-procurement. Lately, of course, there's been a lot of talk about corruption and how a lot of a third, I think, of the country's budget is lost to corruption annually. E-procurement will put an end, or at least try to ameliorate the situation, the corruption situation when it comes to government budget. Because we've had issues of budget corruption in this country. We've had issues of clientelism where business people collude with the government officials to inflate tenders. And that is to the disadvantage of the public. But when you have e-procurement, it nips that sort of corruption in the bud.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. And there have been a pull and push between the county government and the national government on implementation of this e-procurement system. But I would like to hear from you what inefficiencies, before we come to what the concerns the county governments have, or loopholes in the old manual procurement system made e-procurement urgent.
I've just alluded to corruption, and the corruption actually was in the tendering process, where tenders, even the very design of the tender, would be done in secrecy, and then the tender would be tailored to certain individuals who are connected to the tendering committee. So e-procurement creates visibility. People have, there are a lot of people who have access to the tendering process. It is visible, it is public, it is evident to people participating in the process. So there's been that urgency because we are bleeding money as a nation, and we need to stem that bleeding. So there's that urgency now, there's that move to stop the bleeding immediately. And that's why e-corruption is coming in now.
Okay.
E-procurement is coming in now.
Okay.
Yeah.
How will the system align with the government's broader digitization agenda?
Perfectly, perfectly. You do know that this whole budgeting process, I think, has been due for reform over a period of time. And there's been a move, actually, in various facets of government, there's been a move to digitize. I'll give you an example. We have e-citizen, which is digitizing of the payment systems of government. And we have about 20,000 government services so far onboarded, and the government is saving lots of money. I think collections have been enhanced by several tens of billions of shillings. Then we have, of course, accrual accounting. We have the single government account, and then we have zero-based budgeting. So all these are things that are, all these are digitized concepts that are coming into play together with e-procurement to ensure that there's visibility and there's a minimum in terms of loss to corruption.
Okay.
Yeah.
Earlier on, I had alluded to the push and pull between the county government and the national government on this implementation of the e-procurement system. And today, President William Ruto did say that this system is a must and all government agencies must onboard onto this system. Maybe do you think, from where you sit, a decision that was sudden, as the county government or the Council of Governors have been alluding, impulsive and rather developed in a hurry?
I don't think so. I mean, we've been talking about e-procurement for over a year now, so there's nothing sudden about it. It's an idea whose time has come, and the implementation is now. Mm-hmm. Actually, e-procurement even predates the Kenya Kwanza administration. It's something that had been mooted in the last administration. It's just that there wasn't time to implement it then. Mm-hmm. So this is an idea whose time has come. It has been talked about, mm-hmm. and it's just time to take the bull by the horns, and there's no better time than this.
Okay. Yeah,
we can't wait indefinitely while the country is bleeding money.
And I'd like us to listen on what the President said today as State House on the onboarding of e-procurement system.
Kama wewe unatuuzia mali kama serikali, shida iko wapi kama wananchi wamejua umetuuzia kwa shilingi ngapi? Why does it have to be in the dark? All we are saying is, if you sell something to government, let it be made public. Fulani alituuzia kitu fulani kwa shilingi fulani. Kwa sababu kitu ya shilingi 10 serikali inanunua na shilingi 15 ama shilingi 20. Why? Sio kama tunaelewana. So we have said tuweke kila kitu kwa mtandao hapa. Wewe fulani wa fulani ulituuzia simiti gunia moja shilingi 2,000. Simiti kawaida kwa duka ni shilingi 700. Haya. Maswali sasa tuanze kuulizana kutoka hapa. Ndio mnaona hii kelele yote, mpaka wengine wameenda kotini kublock, because they want to continue hapa kwa giza. Hii giza lazima tuondoe. Let the public know how much is government procuring public services for Kenyans.
Do you agree with what the President is saying?
Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. Mm-hmm. 100%.
All right.
Yes, because we've had instances where things, even like biro pens that are commonly easily available for 20 or 30 shillings. Mm-hmm. We've had instances where they've been inflated to thousands of shillings. Mm-hmm. So with e-procurement, everything is visible. Everything is standard. If a tender is awarded to somebody who inflates the cost of items, that tender is flagged immediately.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. What are the biggest hurdles to full adoption? Because as the President has said, currently half of government agencies are yet to fully be on board on this platform.
I think Kenyans just need to liven up. They need to quicken up themselves. I mean, to know that this is an idea whose time has come, and to stop putting stumbling blocks. We've had excuses. We've had people say that there are places that are not served by, say, internet, and that would be disadvantaged. But I think those are just excuses. All right. Yeah, because I think penetration is in virtually every county in this country. So that's an excuse. And yeah.
Okay. Then now we would like to know, how will counties and smaller parastatals who may lack digital infrastructure be supported to transition? Because one of the petitioners argued that there was no meaningful or qualitative public participation. That was the decision that was made by the High Court, and that as required by Article 10 of the Constitution, arguing the decision was made without consulting the county government as required by the Constitution as well.
From where I sit, this doesn't really need public participation. This is a system. It's a system within government, and the Constitution actually provides for public procurement. That is Article 227, the Public Procurement and Assets Disposal Act of 2015, which was revised in 2022. It provides for public procurement, and this EGP is simply a system that is already provided for by the Constitution and by an Act of Parliament. So I really don't, this is my view, it's subject to correction, but I really don't see where public participation is needed in a system that the government is simply using to enhance the delivery of goods and services.
Okay. Yeah. Then should maybe the government maybe roll out training, or rather ensure there is infrastructure for those small parastatals rather that may not have been able to support this transition?
I don't think this system is that complicated. I mean, if we've been doing tendering the manual way, this is simply an enhancement, a more efficient process that allows you to do it more comfortably, say, from the comfort of your home. It's like the e-citizen, if I may draw that parallel, where you would previously go to a government office to queue for hours on end to pay for a service, say like a driving license renewal. Now it is happening in the comfort of people's houses, from wherever you are, your offices. As long as you have access to internet, even with a simple smartphone, you can procure your driving license. You've not had any complaint. You've not had people saying that they wish to go back to the old manual way of renewing their driving licenses. They've adjusted to the technology. So this should be a simple adjustment from manual to digital.
Earlier on, you had said we have had this system for some time. I would like to know which countries in Africa or beyond has Kenya benchmarked against maybe in designing this e-procurement system?
I know Brazil has it. That is out of the continent, of course. We've had Brazil. A lot of Latin American countries like Chile, I think Colombia has it. We have it next door, Rwanda. Rwanda has it. And anecdotal evidence suggests that Rwanda is almost corruption-free because of this procurement process. Yeah.
Does the system maybe allow competition in public procurement system, supporting small and medium-sized enterprises, maybe to fully maintain, and also while at the same time maintaining quality and standards?
Absolutely, because you are all, I mean, the process, let me take you back through the process. The procurement process is sequential. It has a number of steps. The government entity, first of all, determines that it has a need, and then it makes plans around that need, for procurement. There's the procurement process, then there's onboarding of suppliers, then there's the tendering process, then there's the awarding of tender before the contract now is executed. Now, at that point where suppliers have been onboarded and they're getting their tender documents online, you already know the tender specifications, so you begin to bid to offer the best quality service possible at the best price. So it will encourage competition, and it is a visible process. People can see, everyone can see. You can see what your competitor's bid is, and they can see yours. So it's up to you to adjust, to keep your, as a vendor or a supplier, it's up to you to keep your prices down to a minimum and to offer the best possible service. Then there's the other component where the contract is, there's also visibility on the part of the government that has tendered. They are able to see the contract, they are able to see the execution of that contract, and they are able to determine that it is being done efficiently and within timelines provided and within the budget that has been set for it. So it encourages a lot of competition and efficiency.
Okay. Yeah. Earlier on, you said the system creates visibility.
Correct.
And you talked about corruption in public procurement for decades. Is there a risk maybe the same corruption maybe will simply migrate online, but in a more sophisticated way?
That is a risk that, yes, that is real. It's a real risk. There's actually no system in this world that is foolproof. It's 100% foolproof. But every time a risk occurs, I think people also rise to the occasion and they come up with safeguards and firewalls and whatever it takes to ensure that there's integrity within that system. Yes, at some point, people will try to manipulate that system, but then there'll be, as we advance, there'll also be adjustments to counter that manipulation.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are there oversight mechanisms in place to ensure integrity, real-time monitoring, and public visibility of contracts?
I'm sure there is, because this is a system that is going to be procured from reputable vendors. It's not anything that is going to be sold to the government by fly-by-night traders. It's going to be procured from reputable traders who have proven that it works wherever they are. Yeah.
Now that the government has said it's a must, despite the High Court suspending this decision, what milestones should Kenyans expect in the next 1 to 3 years as the system matures and also as all government agencies on board?
First of all, let me say that the government is not defying the court order that has stopped that has temporarily put a halt to the rollout of this system. I think it will just take a couple of weeks or so, if I'm not wrong, for whatever issues there are to be determined in court before the system can fully roll out. And the other important point to note is that the court has not proscribed the system, it has not forbidden, it has not banned the system. I think it just feels that people need to be, whoever has taken the matter to court, the court feels that, of course, that person those people have to be heard out, rightfully so. And when the issues that have raised have been canvassed, then the system will be rolled out. Okay, but to your question, forgive me for asking you to repeat it.
Yeah, it's all right. The milestone that Kenyans should expect in the next 1 to 3 years once the system matures.
We should see corruption abate, if not reduce, or if not become totally routed out from the budget. Anecdotal evidence, again, even from the times of Mwai Kibaki, suggests that a third of the budget is lost to corruption every year. So we should see a lot more money trickling into the economy as we move into this e-procurement, alongside the other measures that the government has contemplated, which include, of course, e-citizen, as I mentioned earlier, which also include accrual accounting, zero-based budgeting, and a treasury single account. So we should see a lot more money, a lot less money being lost to corruption, even from Auditor General reports and other institutions of government that offer oversight.
And that will restore public confidence?
Yes, it will, definitely.
In the span of how long? Maybe when we fully onboard?
As short as a year from now. As short as a year from now, we should see a major difference. And we'll be waiting to see what the Auditor General's reports say.
All right.
Say in about a year and a half from now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you, Leonard Kafafa, for elaborating for us the e-procurement system and also talking to us about how the system works and how to save time and money for the government and suppliers. Well, we continue with the day's news, but we'll be taking you through the sports update, and Bernard Okumu is in studio and he'll be telling us what is happening in the world of sports. We take a short commercial break.